Hi, and welcome to First Friday. In this video, we will take a trip to the Bridgeport neighborhood of Chicago to visit the studio of artist Brigitte Wolf, who is our March exhibitor here at the gallery. Brigitte's studio is in the Joe B. Art Center in Bridgeport, which is an old Spiegel warehouse that's been converted to artist studios and exhibition space. So let's go. We are having a studio tour with Brigitte Wolf, who is our featured artist this month. So Brigitte, we're going to start with this painting, which is called With Purpose. We are intrigued by these little spots of color that you put into this painting that draw you in. So can you talk about that a little bit?
Well, the spot of color is to draw you into the painting, and the purpose of this painting is the conversation of a life well lived.
Okay.
And the example I used was a tree because that is obviously a life well lived with a purpose that we all know. And the yellow is to draw you into the painting with painting.
That's great.
Some are provoked by a thought or conversation, and then you don't want to go literally by using people sitting in a being of age. I use the tree because it's a perfect example of this thought and this conversation.
So could you take us into your studio now?
Yes, please. Come on in. This is where I work. Studios are always messy, so.
I think this is a pretty neat studio. So we're going to see some of the paintings that are going to be in the exhibit. This is one of them.
This particular one, without being obvious, I wanted you, when you walk towards this, you feel like you're walking into the painting without being obvious, putting your past there. You're part of it.
Mm-hmm.
And this was the idea of this. And you walk back or in, you're part of it. If you hang it a certain way, sometimes I see people hang paintings too high. Some need to be lower, so you're part of it.
Yeah.
And this was the intent without painting a path, without being obvious. And I think it worked.
Yeah, totally.
What generated again this nature paintings is my love for nature, which you have noticed already.
Yes.
And this was without being flowery, one of them that I actually started off with when I did this series with you in mind.
Oh, thank you.
These are the little ones I still have them there, but we don't have to show everything.
We'll just show it because it's interesting to see. Interesting to see
The whole shot.
your
The
brushes.
working area and that over here.
And you work mostly with acrylics,
No,
but sometimes oil, right?
At the beginning, I used to paint only in oil.
Mm-hmm.
This is an oil painting, for example. There's some in between.
Okay.
But with the studio, it takes too long for the oil to dry.
Yeah.
And the acrylic, you can immediately go back in and in and in.
Yeah.
So it's easier. And I got some other places you have to roll up the painting to send it because they want
True.
to fold up. And it doesn't crack with oil, with acrylic, but with oil.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
might be the case.
Interesting. So here is all your storage paintings,
Some done, some not.
which I love to go through and find little gems. I think I've shot everything.
I'm watching this one I've been chosen. This is a memory, a stream that my father had, my grandfather had in the backyard before the stream finished.
Ah,
This is generated by memory, and you feel like you want to take a deep breath when you see it. I like to provoke some feelings or some emotion in some of my work, and this is how I feel. I don't know how you see it.
Yeah.
This is how it's to me.
it's so interesting because even as I'm videoing this, I can see how different the painting looks in person than it does in
Always.
the photo, always. Which is why I'm saying this, so everyone who's watching this needs to come in and look at these paintings because they're a very different experience in person.
And the importance is not if it's possible, of course, if it's over some furniture, not to hang them so low, so you're part of the world. You're part of the mood that a painting creates.
Yeah.
This is my opinion.
Yeah,
I
no,
always think usually they are on the wall.
I agree.
We had somebody that was interested in something.
Yeah, I've already.
It's hard
This
to
is
take a
not in the
picture.
show, but this is an interesting painting where you've hidden a face in this very textured, very layered painting, which is really interesting. And then
This one has nothing to do with nature, but with with joy, and I called it On Cloud 9. In that case, it seems to be a relationship, but it could be anything. It could be a promotion, a vacation, just a great time in your life, which you all have, hopefully plenty of them. And this is what it's about, this one.
Okay, so the first time I looked at this painting, I did not see what I see now, which is that I see people. There's figures in there.
I started out with that, and then I thought of Cloud 9 as it became organic. I thought of Cloud 9, and then it could be anything. I didn't want to be too obvious, but you can see them because it's about people.
Yeah.
You know, feelings that people have in many moments, hopefully in their lives.
The colors in here are just gorgeous too. So yes, I do feel that
Little
joy.
scenes down there.
Now that you've seen some of the pieces in Brigitte's exhibit at her studio, I'd like to show them to you here at the gallery. I'd like to take you on a quick tour of our March exhibit, Brigitte Wolf's Looking for Tomorrow. As you will see, most of the work in the exhibit is an abstract expression of the beauty and joy of nature, especially the coming spring. The paintings in the window are a bit difficult to see because it's a gorgeous sunny day here today. Please visit our website to see them better. This next painting, Floating, uses delicate marks and a broad range of color to suggest flowers without actually being floral. This painting is called Garden of Eden, and you can see why it's so lush. I've put it together with two abstract figurative works, Family and You Called. I love the way these three interact with each other. Next we have On Cloud 9, which the artist describes as being a depiction of pure joy. She started the painting with the two figures in the background and then painted her feelings in exuberant brushwork. Fresh Breath was painted based on a childhood memory of a stream that ran through her grandfather's property in Germany. This painting, With Purpose, draws the viewer into the trees with the bits of color that the artist has sprinkled throughout them. And finally, we have Times Past. If you look closely, you'll see that there are letters and words hidden among the swirls of color. I see love, you, give. I wonder what you would see. Hope you'll come in and find out. So that's our first Friday. Thanks for joining us. I hope you enjoyed the tours, and I hope you'll come in to visit the gallery and see the exhibit in person. We've already sold one of the pieces, so please hurry in. Good night.